Hey, we just completed a 5K run.
/walk.
/walk.
/bike.
So
we actually did a triathlon. We just
Yeah.
didn't swim, but it was a blizzard, so technically we were walking through water.
Yeah, true. We walked on water.
Triathlon, done. 5K triathlon.
We wanted to, or we are running every week. Doing a
Saturday
5K every week. Which is perfect. We got this one lake that's 3.1 miles, Lake Calhoun, or
Bidet Makaska. Trump, save it. I'm just kidding. You changed Mount McKinley.
All we need is an Uno reverse card, honestly. Did he change Mount McKinley?
Yeah.
What did it change to?
I don't even know.
Oh, okay.
Mount Indian. I don't know. That's terrible.
I feel like McKinley's probably on like the baby girl names list this year.
McKinley?
Yeah, when we were talking like excessively white names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like
the rich
Braxton.
Braxton. Layla.
Lake. Yeah, I'm having to weed through those waters to find a decent name, for my child.
That'd be crazy. I've never even like really thought of names for my kid.
You haven't?
I mean, and he's 6.
I mean, honestly, your wife will probably have more input. I don't know. It depends.
Yeah, like, I'm like low-key like
ideas.
Give me your ideas, like to my wife, and
so I bet that slurp I just did
I
was
like that
nasty.
or don't. But yeah, just like I'll be like, yeah, I like that or I don't, and we'll just figure out which ones we both like the most.
The Gladiator,
like is that? I hadn't even seen Gladiator.
Oh really? Okay, yeah.
I need to watch
the Roman Emperor. So like if one gladiator gets the other one, like sword to his neck, like he's like. Then they'll look up to the emperor because it's like only like he can decide who lives or dies. Oh. So he'll go like this, and then if he's like, then it's like he's gonna kill him. Or if you do up, then it's like let him
do it.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
That's crazy.
So you can just do that for your kids' names.
This light is like blinding. It's like the room is kind of dark, but then it's just like bing.
Yeah, I think
it's fun though.
We can put sunglasses on if you want.
No, I'm good. I like natural light. Natural light's my favorite. Light. It's like absolutely my favorite.
Okay, so we did the run, but my little sister came, which was great. She was like, "I love this. We should do it again."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
good.
I was like,
Next time she'll actually wear running shoes.
Yeah, 3 miles isn't too much. In the snow is definitely
flat. Animal. So she's the one who had the bike, but she started off on like gear 6, so it was already super hard to pedal. Both tires were very flat. Not like no air, but very flat.
Like rain boots.
And she's wearing like freaking like stylish boots, like not even like weather boots, and it was covered in snow. It was like 2 inches of snow, and it's a blizzard.
So we ended up like trading off carrying the bike.
Yeah,
we're pushing it along.
Just ran with the bike and then walked with it for a while. It was fun. Jaden did a little bit of mountain biking on that little hills next to the path.
Action.
It was fun. You did fall at one point. That was pretty awesome. I wish I would have got that video. It was totally like a cartoon. Just
Swamp. Well, I had so many layers on it. I didn't even feel anything.
Funny.
Okay, wait. What was there a topic we came in with? We were going to talk about.
Well,
we've covered like the universe,
and
like
God,
how we're feeling. We've covered God, not just how we're feeling. Like we covered the state of the world.
We can never reiterate a topic ever.
Yeah. Well, we talked about God. We talked about church.
I don't know. I kind of want to just like, I don't know. I'm in like a goofy mood. I feel
just
like.
Want to have a goofy,
I'm such a goofy little guy.
Podcast.
No, I'm just like, I feel great after that.
Yeah.
Going out. We did it 2 weeks now, which is like not that long, but like it did it. It's literally a blizzard outside. We live in Minnesota, so like, it's a freaking blizzard, and we did it. We ran in.
Do you think people that live in Minnesota that choose to like hate themselves? Because I had a friend who was talking to me, and he's just like, "Why do you choose to put yourself through any of that?"
Every time.
He was like, "If it snows at all,
that.
it's like such an inconvenience. I would never."
Yeah, dude, driving here was actually, and driving home was so bad. Like my car just has no traction.
Yeah.
It's just a sedan, front wheel drive, but like I only have like all season tires.
Yeah.
And so like I actually have no traction.
I was behind this car on 55. Every single light we got to, there was probably 8 lights, and they like fishtail each time.
Mm-hmm. There's been multiple times where I've gone to stop, not today, but other times, and literally it doesn't stop. It's completely like my car keeps going, and I have to like angle up to like the curb on the side to slow myself down. So scary, bro.
Yeah. This is not a good like transition, but let's talk about.
Wait, hold on. My coworker though, one time, so I used to work at BMW as a car washer. BMW. I worked as a car washer, and one of the lead like tech guys, not tech, but like the
Did you have to wear a bikini
technicians.
or? But isn't that like a stereotype in movies? You know?
For car washer, it was all guys. There was no girl.
I know. I'm just
Actually, one girl got hired. She was 4'9", and she cheated on her boyfriend with one of the other ramp guys, and they got together. It was insane. Insane event.
Then go to BMW.
BMW. But the
Players.
lead like technician guy, his name was I think it was JP.
Okay.
But he's like this older white dude. He does like
JP
all the
Morgan?
welding. Yeah, JP Morgan. No. And
I need to stop.
I remember one time it was like a particularly bad day in the winter, and he's just like, God did not make man to live in Minnesota. He said, no one is supposed to live in Minnesota.
You know how like
so
British weather is like terribly bad all the time?
Rain always.
My British friend came out here. It was in the summer, but I was like talking, he's into fashion.
Yep.
And he was like, I was like, man, we got to design like some better clothing for like Minnesota, for Great Britain, whatever. Like, I don't think they call it the UK.
Yeah. The UK.
I don't know.
They'll
Anyways,
call it the UK.
Calling it Great Britain
Big
made
London.
me feel like I was in the 1800s. You know, like
Great Britannia.
yeah, the realm of Britannica,
The kingdom of Great Britain.
It made So, but I was talking to him. I was like, man, we got to design, because we were like talking over like what we'd do for like a collection. It was all like really simple stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, we wouldn't be able to do any of this in the winter. And he was like, I don't think we should live in climates that you can't like live outside, like that you can't feasibly go out.
It's true.
You know?
That's
And
what JP was saying.
The only people that would want to are like if you really, really want to live alone, or you're like on the run from the government, you'd like go up in the mountains.
Yeah, if you want to live off the grid, you can go to Minnesota.
Cabin. But it's
although
like,
if we acquire Canada, we'll be actually Midwest now.
Oh, true. We'd be mid. Like the, sender.
Yeah, the true neutral.
X marks the spot. We are true neutral.
True neutral. It is.
We are true neutral. If you go over a little bit, Chicago, Ohio, chaotic neutral. If you go west, lawful neutral, like Montana, all that type of stuff.
Oh, dude, Montana is beautiful.
I feel like
we should take
Canada
a road trip
is good, and Texas, like South is evil.
Okay. Hey, the South is
kidding,
great. Canada's evil, bro. They suck. But
the East Coast to me is very lawful. I feel like the East Coast is lawful. The West Coast is chaotic.
Yes, for sure. I think they're both.
And like
America just kind of sucks, but we're coming back. Coming back.
Here's the thing. I was listening. You know about Central C? He's like a UK rapper. Okay, you're not chronically online. What's that?
Terminally online.
Terminally. Well, I mean, you are, but not.
I just watched a bunch of YouTube.
So Central C was like, he dropped his recent album, which I like it. Mm-hmm. have never been into UK rap very much, but then like drill got really popular.
UK drill.
And I'm actually like, you know what? It's kind of fire. Yeah. Anyways.
Dang, these sounds are gonna be terrible.
Oh wait, I'm getting a call.
Oh.
All right, we can just fast forward that whole part.
Yeah.
Jaden takes phone call.
Oh yeah, I like I did in the first one where I did that fast forward part.
So what were we talking about? UK. Oh, Central C.
Central C.
I literally have no idea what I was going to say about him.
Something.
Oh.
Something.
One of his lines, one of his lyrics, he was like, you know what I drop, we compete with America. Like it was like so stupid, but he was like talking about how like all other rappers in the UK have nothing on him because like his numbers are like competing with America.
Like,
I was
big dog.
But I was like,
I thought I've heard his name, but
yeah, but I was like,
so
it's crazy because even like people that we think of as like puny like number rappers or just artists in general in America, still are like way more of a global audience than people in other countries have with their own.
The only thing that competes is K-pop with American
and they're
pop
like
music or just music in general in America.
So I feel like the like platform we have in America, like basically America still runs pop culture. We still run.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
We talked about like 2 podcasts ago, but like I came across this TikTok where people were like, "Oh my gosh, just want to go to an American high school like this," and it's like they just
like, bro, you would hate America.
Yeah, exactly. For us,
public
it's like
school,
nothing.
bro. Oh my gosh, I never went, but I've heard so many stories.
Yeah, but I think that like, so I'm in this weird place where I like America a lot. I love what it could be, but then all the time when I'm like annoyed at something, I'm like, let's just go like to Europe. Like And there's some things that like just having a culture does give you that's nicer.
Well, what's crazy is like about America that I've learned from like just watching some videos and stuff. Like, as bad as our taxes are, most other countries have way higher taxes.
Dude,
like Canada,
yeah,
you basically income tax is like 50% or more. I think it's like more.
Denmark's 50%, and they have. So I was looking at it and I was like getting jealous because I was like, they get like a year off of like maternity leave,
right,
for the guy and the girl, which is like amazing.
Yeah, I mean that would be ideal.
Half your taxes is like taken, so it's like basically.
But it balances out.
You know what it is?
I mean, somewhat.
You know what it is? It's the difference between your parent, like you getting your paycheck and deciding what to do with it. That's America.
Mm-hmm.
Denmark is like you give half your paycheck to your parents and they decide what to do with it. They're like, well, you need healthcare, you need car insurance, all this stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that's how
I thought you were saying literally, but no, yeah.
That's how I'm
your
viewing
parent,
it.
the government.
That's how I'm viewing it. Yeah, it's like they like make sure you pay for the correct things. America, if you want to go no health insurance for 5 years.
Well, that's the problem. Our government has gotten so corrupt that like human life and like resources that like for the betterment of humanity has not really been promoted. Yeah. Which is what I think is going to actually help. Like Trump is going to be good at that. And it seems, based on the first 4 years and how he's been, like whether you love him or hate him, he's doing a lot of things that are going to benefit Americans.
About first 4 years was practice.
Yeah, literally. And after that, he's like, okay, I only have 4 more years. So once I get elected, like screw all of you. I'm just going to do what I really do think is right.
I'm a little bit of like I'm not a fan of chaos in general, but like I really like
that it's getting shaken
when things suck, them getting crapped on.
Well, it's like he's not just shaking it up just to shake it up. He's doing it because it's been so bad for 4 years. I mean, it's been proven through the 4 years. Like what is happening?
But even just the fact that like all the people that he like, because people kind of when they get into office, Republican or Democrat, kind of auto hire whoever's and he like
he's like no, I want this person.
He's doing it way different.
And I've heard that he's been doing it. I haven't really followed. I don't like watch too many politics.
My politics meter is like I don't care much.
I really don't. It's just like I'm obviously a Trump fan because Biden has sucked.
Because he's white. I'm kidding. Well, he's a white male, so like.
Wait, you're a quarter black. How do you feel about that? I don't care. Anyway, 1/4 of you has 3/5 of rights. I think.
The math in my head is like.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But
continue.
No, just like okay, so like I've been, as much as I don't care about politics. Yeah. This like just getting older, 25.
Yeah.
But like just like realizing like, oh, like things actually affect my everyday living now that I live on my own, and like I have to start paying bills. Like this month I have to start paying health insurance, which dear God help me.
When you paid 2 years of
there's a story. So my power got shut off a couple weeks ago or whatever. Yeah. My power in my apartment. Keep in mind, I've been there for almost 2 full years. I'm 2 months away from 2 full years and of living there. Yeah. Apparently, I have never once paid my electricity bill.
Silly Walker.
But here's the thing. When I got the apartment and signed everything, I never got any communication from Excel about payment and all that. So I should have checked, obviously, hindsight. But like,
who's like, I wonder if I have any bills more other people to pay. Like,
nothing came through, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I just assumed they set it up for me.
Is your mail situation still bad there? Do you get mail there?
Yeah, I just don't have my mail key because I never turned in that one's on me. I never turned in. So when you move into, you have to like do the inspections and write down and turn that in. That's how you get your mail key. I just forgot about it for a long time, and now I just never have. But I still have all my mail go to my parents' house, so it's never a problem. But
dude, there could be like
there's probably a lot of Xfinity things. I mean, Excel things in there. Anyway, so my power got shut off, and I was like, over time I've suspected like, is this getting paid? But it never turned off. It never turned off. So I assumed it was part of rent, because I was like, it's an apartment complex. Surely
power glitch.
Surely they just like figured it out and put it into the rent because they do that with a lot of utilities.
I'm surprised that you could turn off specific like each room separately. Like
it makes sense. This is set up like that. I mean, everything's on a switch.
I don't know.
Yeah, because they turned it back on in like 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So I called them.
This guy in the back.
Yeah, I called them, and I was like, hey, I need to pay this. I didn't realize I wasn't paying it. Yeah. It was $1,200, a little over $1,200. Thank God I had the money. But so I paid that, which you couldn't even pay over $1,000 like at one
once?
time.
Oh
So
my
I had to
gosh.
pay $1,000 and then the remaining like $260 or
Oh
whatever.
my gosh.
And I gave the confirmation numbers and they turned it back on. But I was like,
That's good.
okay. I was like,
Whoops.
oh, I haven't even set it up yet for auto pay. I need to do that. I'll do that today when I go home. But oh, excuse me.
Actually, that reminds me of this thing I saw. It was
Yeah,
like
that was
this
crazy.
business guy who was talking about, he was like, it's so much easier to make an extra $1,000 than save $1,000. Like try and cut back on
Interesting.
things. He was like, I never would devote time to trying to like cut back on things. He's like, always just find another way to make
Well,
money.
because like the only way to save is to not do anything.
Yeah.
And like
You
I
cut your
like
life down
doing
real
things.
quick,
So
right?
it'd be better for me to like stay active doing things that
Yeah.
are gonna make me more money.
Right. Well,
Like that's how I
especially-
feel. Like
yeah.
sitting at home, like
Money-
when you have break,
Yeah.
after you do like a few things that you want to do, and then you're at home for like even like a few days, but like a week, you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm ready to get back to work. You know, it's like
I agree.
I'm going crazy because I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. It's funny, every single podcast I like completely change. We're just gonna be watching.
I love
my
it. I love
frontal lobe
that
develop.
your life is exciting.
But I have
That's actually the only reason we're friends. Yeah, I just needed
and
some.
I like you because you're so boring. No kidding. Okay.
all
No,
you do
literally
is
do way
watch
more than
YouTube
me.
and work in a warehouse.
And like freaking snowboard and
Dude, I need to go more. It's so fun. I'm just like scared, dude. I don't want to get hurt. After I hurt my shoulder, I just like
yeah, it's tough.
2 times ago I landed super hard on my shoulder and I got a separated shoulder, which wasn't as bad as a dislocated shoulder, but it hurt real bad.
Yeah, don't bounce back.
So like
quite
I'm
as quick.
scared. Like I want to do like the jumps and everything, but I think I'm gonna go skiing next time because I'm way
We should
better
do
at
that.
skiing.
We should do that. No, I was gonna
Anyway.
say about like so I've like applied for this job. I hope I
Right.
get it. It's like
You will.
big boy bucks,
You
which
have
is
favor.
nice, and it's
Yeah.
a thing that I've done before, so not too hard. But
Right.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
I've
well,
been
you're
thinking,
fully qualified.
well, and I've been thinking about life so inconsistently. Like up till this year, like I mean, and it's mostly just because of how I grew up. I'm like used to things changing rapidly, used to there being constantly things coming up and like opportunities and changes.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of just like rolled with the punches and like whatever that week felt like, that's what I did. And now I'm like, okay, I need to provide normalcy for like Charity and our baby.
Right.
Even though like normalcy doesn't feel normal to me yet, but I'm assuming that it will at some point. So I'm literally like play testing life where I'm like, okay, I think this will go well if I like get a regular
You're still in
job.
the beta test. The release hasn't
Yeah,
come out
exactly.
yet.
So, but I'm starting to.
I mean,
kinda
that's what
form
you're
this-
supposed to do when you're young, though, right?
Right. I'm,
Like,
and I'm forming this opinion of how I think. Like, I'm like, okay, if I'm at this point in the summer, I think I'll really like life. Like, live in this sort of place, drive this kind of car, work this type of hours. Like, I'm just kind of formulating this idea of me as like a dad, and like,
yeah.
like, oh, I think that'll be a good
Like
place
just
to
like
point.
stability.
And
Or like
like,
consist. I don't know. Not that you're
I
not
think that
consistent.
I
but
think
yeah.
that I'll keep that gene in me that like something changes up or I get some crazy opportunity. Like, of course, I'll be able to.
Yeah. Well, that's just your
that.
personality has always been like that.
Yeah, but
You
I was
wanna,
worried.
like-
I was worried I'd lose it. I was worried that I would get kind of addicted to like the soft life. But even like running is part of that. It's like I want to do something hard at all times.
Yeah. You literally were like, I just want to better myself because I just do. So we're gonna start a running club.
Yes.
That's awesome.
2 members.
2
Sometimes
members,
3.
Yeah, 2.5 members.
1 member by text. Jake.
Oh, is that who that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was Jake.
He's our
need to add his
honorary member.
Yeah,
he just
honorary.
stops getting injured.
Yeah, he literally was like deathly ill last time, and then today I don't know, he was like
And he hurt
busy
his
or whatever.
shoulder and
Yeah,
yeah. So
on
many
his
things.
shoulders.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just burped. I was just saying, like at church last night, like a bunch of people before the event
Oh yeah,
got
you guys
started.
had the Cybertruck in the lobby.
Dude, that was hype. That
I
was
didn't go,
so
but I
cool.
saw the
My
photos.
dad got to drive it. He's the one taking
really?
care of it. Yeah.
Dang.
He said he got stuck in the wash because he didn't know how to put it in neutral. when you go in the car
dang.
wash.
Yeah.
And like the girl that was there, he said
Yeah.
she was like being super like, it's because you have a Tesla. Like she was all mad, and I was like, okay, Elon hater, like
Yeah.
for why? And and then like another guy came out. And he's like, look above you, and there's like it's like
Oh,
up here,
dang.
which I was like, what the frick? Like how do you even whatever? It was
That's
cool.
sick.
It was cool to have.
I'm
that.
gonna own one of those one day.
Oh yeah, I want to get the cab so bad, the cyber cab.
All gold.
I was like telling a bunch of people about it. I was like, bro, this thing is legit.
literally.
Yeah.
I feel like the car industry is gonna change because now that Tesla has like full self-driving, everyone else is gonna want to do it.
Exactly.
And then if you're already self-driving, like who wants to own a vehicle? Especially like when I lived in North Minneapolis, A, I worked from home at the time, but B, like you didn't want to park your car on the street. Like, I mean, there's like theft. There's, I mean, having to shovel it out all the time, especially in Minnesota. Days you couldn't because of like the garbage is needing taken out or like snowplows. So like people are just gonna. I have 7 or 8 rides this week. I'm just gonna plan them out on Monday, pay for them, and like have a car come get me at each time.
Yeah,
if I need to go somewhere.
That's really nice because then you don't have to buy a car. I guess the expenses are still renting it.
I thought that they were, but like my friend was talking to me about how I have a friend who like didn't get it. He's my age. He didn't get his license till last year.
Oh my god!
Because he lived in Europe for college.
Oh, and they have infrastructure for like public transport.
Well, and he was like talking about it, and he's like, people act like Ubering so expensive. All this stuff. Like he lived in Italy, Paris, and then LA, and he's telling me that like I think he spent like maybe $1,500 on transportation over the course of like 2 years or something, and it was like for literally taking the subway, literally taking Ubers, like sometimes multiple times a day. Like it really didn't amount to that much. Which
crazy.
I was like, I always thought of like, oh, well, at some point you should get a car.
You're paying for a car.
Yeah.
You're paying insurance on it.
Yeah.
And you're paying for gas, or if you have electric, you're paying for electricity. And any damages that come to that car, you have to pay for. You have to get new tires.
Yeah.
Every so often, oil changes, like all that kind of stuff.
If you get a car that lasts you like 10 years, but it's still like.
But you're still paying it for 10 years, you know.
But I realized I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, 10 years, but.
Yeah, and maybe it was like, I'm sure if you were Ubering in LA all the time, it'd be closer to like 2, maybe even $3,000. But like, it's not.
We gotta go try those self-driving iPaces.
Those
were the Jaguar. I forgot what the company was called, but.
Waymo.
Waymo, yeah. It's a company that built.
Fully driverless car. They look like the Google cars. They have like the.
They used the Jaguar I-Pace.
Yeah.
And then they turned it into a self-driving taxi, basically, or Uber, or whatever.
Uber.
Yeah. Uber. Yeah, crazy. We watched a video of a guy like going through it, and it was crazy. And even like covered things like when the light turns yellow.
Yeah.
Does it go through or does it stop? And it's like if it's too close to the intersection, it'll just go through it. And
It's really quick because we're talking about cars. When I took the phone call, did you finish the story about BMW working there?
Yeah, I was just saying the guy that was like, no one, God
didn't
people to live in Minnesota.
Yeah, cursed.
That place is crazy. I got to think of more like stories from the past. Those are fun. I like telling stories.
And I'm excited to get back into working because you really do walk away with lots of stories. Like
it's true.
We had somebody at RH, the furniture place I worked at. We had somebody steal a side table, like a nightstand. And it's like, how do you, like, they must have come in through one of the side doors, like, close to when we closed or something. But it's like, it's a full wood, like, a piece of furniture. How do you steal that?
Yeah, heavy and expensive.
Yeah.
And large.
Yeah. But I was
heck?
Like, came in there in the morning, we were like, that was there yesterday.
I've always thought about that. It's like, for most situations and, like, places you go, like, if you act confident, like, you know where you're going and what you're doing.
That's true.
No one's going to stop you and question you. Like,
dude,
maybe.
Also, if you have the like neon vest, you can get into so much
true,
stuff.
Yeah.
There's this guy that just gets into
vest.
concerts and like places that you're not supposed to go. And all he does is like
just get like one of the security earpieces. Yeah.
You can walk in anywhere. What was I gonna say though? Work, cars,
life.
I want to talk about fashion a little bit, but get into telling about you were doing you made some purchases yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, so we had an event at church. It's called Night to Shine. Tim Tebow started it. And it's literally just a prom night that churches can host for people with special needs. It's really cool. We have like music, a dance party, a karaoke, a limo out in the parking lot that goes around.
Heck yeah.
There's a hair and nail salon station for the ladies. And then, everyone gets partnered with a volunteer that's a buddy, and then we have a room. We have a sensory room, obviously, if they're getting overstimulated, which low-key I was getting overstimulated because the music was so loud. There was so much going on. But it's probably worse when like you're volunteering because you're always thinking about like, okay, where am I going to help out? But they have what's called a respite room, I think was for the caretakers of the people. And so they can go just chill, have coffee, and cool off a little bit. That was pretty cool. But so I left work early so I could take a little nap because I was like, I'm not going to survive for 5 hours tonight if I don't get a nap. So I left work early, took a little nap, and then I had to go to Ridgedale because my nice pants were dirty. I was going to wear my Lululemon like athletic fit dress pants, whatever.
It's got the Lulus.
Yeah, they're so nice. Oh my gosh. I definitely you definitely get what you pay for prices, unless you're going for like just purely brand name, like brands that are expensive because they're a brand. It's like whatever. But like Lulu actually has good stuff, obviously. And so I went and I got a pair of the trousers, which look more like dress pants. The pockets are like inside; they're not on the outside. They didn't have my length. They had my waist, but not my length. So I got the one that was a little bit shorter. But I was like, that's kind of in right now.
Yeah.
Is like the shorter length. I was like, this will be fine.
good
And I
for
was wearing
summer.
my shoes that are a little bit taller.
Are you a type that wears like the sockless look? With
Not
like, dress
usually,
pants?
but I've tried it a few times because
Gotcha.
I know that's a look.
I feel like it's a light skin thing. Like my brother likes that.
Oh, yeah.
Like the loafers or like just
yeah,
sockless shoes in
That's
general.
never been really my.
Feels kind of.
Yeah, I feel like you have to like feel like you're
You got to be
richer
Italian
than
or
you are,
athletic.
or you have to be like rich. I don't know. It's always been like
Rich people don't
It's like
wear
old
socks,
money. You know, it's like
confirmed.
the old money look.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's always what I've thought about
know.
it. But
I don't like to get the dogs out much. I'm not a flip flops or like
yeah,
that type of guy.
I wore like wool socks because
Part of it is just because I had like the nastiest looking. Both my big toes I had what are they called, ingrown toenails on at one point. It was already a genetic thing, but like a lot of people in my family have gotten
it's
them.
genetic.
I don't know if it generally is, but like
Okay.
a lot of people in my family had them. A lot of it is like sports injuries and stuff too.
Okay.
I think I just have wide feet, so a lot of times I get like squished.
Makes sense.
But I dropped like a huge pound thing of concrete on them during work, and I didn't have steel toe boots, so like they both just got crunched and then grew the wrong way, and then like the first surgery I had on them kind of messed them up more. So anyways, for a long time they were like wrapped up or like black and blue, so I was just like, I'm not wearing flip flops or like you know.
That's fair.
But now I just look at like sandals and I'm just like, they're not real shoes. I'd rather
Yeah,
you know.
I've never been into that kind of loafer sandal look much. I like my Birkenstocks, but like
I'm not a Birkenstocks
only
guy
with
either.
socks.
I tried them and I just felt like Jesus.
I don't like being
Like it
Air
felt
Baptist sevens.
Yeah.
I don't like being barefoot.
Yeah.
I like socks a lot. Like I sleep with socks, and well, sometimes I don't. If it gets too hot in my apartment, I'll take them off. But I used to not be able to sleep without socks.
Oh really? I'm I don't sleep in socks. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're either one way or the other. I literally could not because my feet would get so cold.
Yeah.
Like even under a blanket and everything.
For
they
me,
just
I'll be like camping, like it'll be cold out, and I'll have like extra sweatshirt on in my sleeping bag, and still take my socks
Well,
off.
recently I've started taking them off because my feet get too hot,
Okay.
and like you release heat off of the top of your head, the palms of your hands, and the bottom of your feet. That's
Well, do you know
how
your when you like in order to fall asleep, your body cools down its temperature by like a few degrees. So like I always feel like
you're helping it
do
on.
that, and just like instantly.
Yeah,
fall
it's been
asleep.
easier to fall asleep without socks more recently. And my apartment's usually pretty warm. I'm like on the third floor, so like all the heat rises.
Oh, true.
So
True.
it's always like 75 in my apartment, which is pretty freaking warm.
It's
like,
pretty warm.
I didn't usually.
I can attest.
I never grew up with like a warm room or anything, like warm house,
Yeah.
but I've adapted to it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you were talking about Lululemon, or just
The
for general,
pants
how
were
was your
so
experience?
expensive.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, because I texted you, I was like, bro, dress clothes are so expensive. Like, or just nice clothes.
Well, and how much do you think is like inflation, and how much do you think is just brands overcharging?
Well,
Because I feel like
I'm sure, a lot of it is inflation, but like, you are getting high quality stuff.
yeah.
The pants were $128, which is fine because they'll last a long time and they're so comfortable.
Yeah.
They're really good for some, not super great for winter because they're not insulated at all, but
Gotcha.
it'll be so good in the summer.
Yeah.
But they look really nice and they'll last a super long time. And then the dress shirt, I was wearing a black button up with a black blazer. But the shirt, the button up shirt that I have is like, I don't know, got to be like 7 or 8 years old at this point, and it's like been washed a bunch of times, so it's too small. Like the sleeves, you couldn't even see them under. Like the blazer was longer than. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I went to Jackson Gray, which is like more. I could have gotten a cheaper one, but again, I was like, okay, let me invest in something that's gonna one last and two be super comfortable, and because of the material it's made out of, it's not gonna shrink.
Did you get another black one?
Yeah, and the color matched better.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's like different blacks and different whites in every color. But so that was 138. So I just dropped like 260 on pants and a button up. But I'm glad because it was so comfortable.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
It looks nicer and it feels nicer.
Yeah. I feel like for things you're into, like this is how I am with clothes. It's the same with like a car guy would never be like, oh, I just spend like 200 on like getting new, I don't know, brake pads or something. Like they love their car, they want to get nice
You
things
invest
for
in
it,
things that
and you're like,
are
oh, this will make it
valuable
work
to
so much
you.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, now I don't buy clothes that feel like a chore to buy. I
Yeah.
only buy stuff that I really love.
Yeah, and I've been getting that way with shoes too, where it's like
Yeah.
not so much the price, but like the comfort.
Yeah.
Like I want cool shoes, but like if they suck and they're not comfortable, it's like
Well, especially when you
not gonna
try
get
brands
these.
and you're like, oh, you can have both. Like
yeah, exactly.
there's
My work
tons
shoes are
of-
Hoka's, and they're actually a pretty cool looking shoe. They're not beaten up now, but they're like a nice pair of shoes, and they're the most comfortable shoes I've ever had. They've
Yeah.
lasted for over a year now. Probably should get some new ones, but yeah.
Yeah. No,
My dad
I
really
love
likes
buying
Brooks.
shoes.
They're
Yeah.
like another kind of like Hoka.
Yeah.
I think Hoka's. It depends on the style you get, but
Hmm.
I don't know. They're both like not the most stylish shoes, but they're so
Yeah.
comfortable.
I'm like a normie clothes hater. A lot of times, like when I see
What do you
like,
mean by that?
well, like there's so many regular brands that I can't even stand, or at least for me, like I would never buy them for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm probably a little bit too invested in design.
Oh,
As far as,
just
like-
like a normal look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking to Ellie about like I was like I never wear jeans or like you
Yeah,
won't catch me in like joggers.
I've tried to move away from jeans as much, except like I'll wear
There's
like a
nothing
dark
against
blue
jeans,
pair
it's not
to look
me.
nicer, but
Yeah.
like I still only own skinny jeans
Yeah.
in jeans, but like I'm always behind on fashion. Somebody you're like ahead of it, and I'm always behind it. I'm
don't think
like
you're
1
behind. I
year
mean,
behind,
to
so it's like
me-
not too far. But
To me, Minnesotans stay like an average of 5 years behind.
well, valid.
And so like as long as you can tell somebody's doing something, they're like in fashion if they're wearing something that like works for them and
yeah,
you know is a take.
yeah,
But yeah, I think most people's takes here, even the ones that are like ahead, like no, New York and LA are setting the bar, and like we're like trailing behind them a couple of years.
yeah. One thing that really gets me is like the New Balance wave
Oh
that's
yeah,
been here
because
for
there's
a while.
micro trends and then there's macro trends.
I'm
the
trying
macro
so
trend is
hard
the
to
dad
like it.
shoe. The micro is like
Yeah.
you know, and it was like I don't know. There were some Nike ones, and obviously like Balenciaga, and then Yeezy kind of led the way, and then it was like New Balances came a few years later.
Yeah. Well, like
Got
now
really
those are
big.
so in, like getting the New Balance tennis
Yeah.
shoes, and
Yeah,
I'm
I got
just
a
like-
couple like
I can't like them.
yeah.
I've tried so hard.
That's fine. There's something about the early 2000s I really like design aesthetically, but I think right now it's the racing shoes and like the sleek, like because Samba's had their moment.
I was
Now
about to
people
say
still want it
Samba.
to be smaller, but they want it to be more like Samba's kind of had that in common with Converse where they feel older. Now it's like do something new and still small. So like
Yeah.
the Puma Speed Cats, the red shoes I got for charity. I don't know if you saw them.
Yes.
Those are like the top
yeah.
shoe going into the summer.
Oh,
I got
okay.
those for like when they came out last
Yeah.
like June. But what are the other ones? There's like a couple in that category where it's
Yeah.
like made to look kind of fast and it's like a
Right.
tennis shoe, but it's like a
It's more sleek
trainer.
and narrow.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of different types of shoes, obviously, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I stopped caring as much
Yeah.
about look. Like I want to look nice and look
Yeah.
like I know what I'm doing, but at the same time, it's like if I like it, I like it. You know, it's like if other people don't like it, that's not like who cares.
Well,
you know,
even I feel like I scored a few pieces this last year that I'm like, I will never need anything in this category again. Like I just love the thing I got.
nice.
They got
That's the
these
best.
Rear. There's this cool brand that came out like I mean it's been around for a few years, but it's this Austrian brand. It's literally, I think the main couple grew up in like the mountains as like sheep herders and like
Whoa.
around their families and stuff. So that all of their stuff is like really really beautiful, like perfect
Okay.
wool like sweaters and stuff.
Wow.
It's a really minimal. Like they did one collection where every single piece was gray. They have like kind
Okay.
of gray, white, black, like that type of thing. But it's almost like
It's like a unique basic.
it's almost like aesthetically similar to Yeezy and like those or like some
Oh, really?
Balenciaga where it's like really kind of like it's a long sleeve, it's shorts, it's whatever, but they're like perfect fabrics.
Yeah.
So I really like that. And
That's key. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
but they'd have rain boots and they'd be like $1,000. Like it's definitely like that type of thing.
Whoa.
And so they had
Whoa, my
this one
gosh.
collab with Solomon where they made like army boots basically, like
Okay.
I think they called them jungle boots,
Okay.
all gray.
I want to get some
Solomon
boots.
and they were
I've been looking at a
sick.
few.
And they go up to like here or whatever. I saw
Yeah.
those and I was like, one day I'm gonna get those. Like even if they're like $1,000, where I'll
Yeah.
say I'll get them. And
Yeah, you
they
get a
dropped
big
them with Solomon, and
bonus
they're
or
only
something.
$250. So I grabbed them. I was like,
oh, you did. You already
which
got
some
them.
people are like $250 on like.
Do you have them here? Or are they at your house?
They're at the other house.
Okay, cool.
I love them though. They're
Yes,
like it's
bro.
basically a Solomon shoe on the bottom, kind of like the XT4 or whatever, but then with a little bit more chunkiness on the heel, like a little bit more grip, and then they just come up all the way up your leg. There's like a place
Nice.
like you can tie the
I like high
laces, and then you can stow them in this like pouch, like
what?
so nothing can get caught. Like they're super nice, and they're all gray. Like they're perfect. And I'm like, I'm not gonna need like a combat shoe boot for years. Like I love those. Like they're perfect.
And they'll last a long time.
Even like I was into a ton of the Yeezy boots, and it's like this does everything for me that I need. Like I'll just be on these for a while.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw a pair of like, I was like, what was I looking at? Adidas, I think.
Okay.
Which like I haven't had Adidas in a long time. I saw those crazy
the crazy eights or the basketball
crazy Infinity.
Kobe something.
No, it was Adidas. It was crazy Infinity.
Oh, okay.
Something. I don't know. I think the line is Infinity.
Gotcha.
But like they were like specifically like crazy Infinity, whatever.
There's like a slides version of those that my friend got.
Yeah, the guy wouldn't let me get them for the online price though.
Really?
Because it was Foot Locker, not at Adidas.
Gotcha.
But I was like, okay. But then I picked up those Vans, dude. Oh, they're so cool. I can't wait for the snow to be gone to wear those.
True.
Yeah, they're like the They're like the wide ones, with like the where the lines like sticking out a little bit, but they're like the super dark pine green and then white accents. So nice. I was like, these are clean, and they're only 85. I was like, Vans are it, honestly, and they're so comfortable.
I realized just this last year that my like core fashion identity, because it's like the clothes you choose to wear is one thing. Okay, sorry. It's multiple things. It's the types of brands you wear, the pieces you wear from those brands, and then also the way that you wear them. So like at first when you get into fashion, you're like, I like this brand, I like that brand. You're like, I'm a Nike guy, I'm Adidas, I'm whatever. I chose like Yeezy as my like, this is my core, like I love this stuff. Then I realized like, okay, a lot of the reason I like Yeezy is because I like military surplus and kind of that military aesthetic.
That bulky, sturdy look.
And then I realized like, boot. You know, now I can get anything that has that style from any brand. And so then I got into that. So then it's like the brands you like, then the way that you wear them, and the types of pieces you get. Because like for me, like I said, I'm never gonna wear jeans. So even if there's like a vintage or military inspired denim wear, like it's just not for me. Yeah. Even if it's a brand I really like. And the third piece to it, like layer that I've now adopted this year is like, out of all this silhouettes, all of the styles that are out there, I really, really just fuck with skater style. Like that is
it's always like
so now but now I have this fun thing where it's like, okay, so I get to dress skater style with vintage military inspirations or like kind of apocalyptic or futuristic, whatever you say.
It's pretty dope.
And then from brands like I was talking about like Yeezy, Rear, like whatever I'm into at the time. But I was like, okay, that's such a better way. Like when I'm shopping for pants, like I want to be able to skate in any pair of pants that I pick up. Like you know, I don't always want to shop at like Zoomies or something, but I want to find like ones that fit into that aesthetic. It's more so it's like the way that you wear them than anything. Yeah. Because like some people just from their background, like they're always going to wear clothes like an athlete wears them, or like you know, there's just these different like style sets. Yeah. So anyways, but once realizing that, I was like, oh, it's so much easier to like know what I'll, not just what I like now, but what I'll continue to like.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. You kind of, I don't know, you just like vibe with a certain fashion or two, and then
a fashion or two.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like style.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just kind of stick with that, whether it's like, you know, it changes a little bit with like the specific like fit of everything, and like how jeans have gone from like skinny was it, and now it's like the wider like straight jeans, and you know, I don't know, you just kind of stick with what you like best. And that always works out, because then you always feel better too, like when you're wearing something that you think you look good in. And like unless you're like horribly mistaken and just like blind, but like
I'd rather be horribly mistaken and like
right,
look
but
back
like if
at
you
photos
feel good about
like,
yourself, you're gonna carry yourself better, and that's gonna make you look better than any fashion will. You know.
I remember one time I went to church wearing it was like a white button up with like a dress, like, or what are they called? A blazer.
Cardigan?
I wore sweatpants with it. I had these like H&M sweatpants. They didn't like totally give sweatpants, but enough. Yeah. I think they had like white stripes down the side.
I actually literally yesterday,
and, like, some high tops.
Before I went to get those pants at Lulu, I was wearing another pair of Lulus, but it was like the pajama kind of feel. Yeah. But they were like dark gray or black basically, and I was like, low key, I could just wear these.
Yeah, I was throwing wild fits back in the day. Like my design, like, or not design, fashion, like experimenting was crazy. Like I remember this one time I got this pair of joggers. Remember the ones that had like the lines in them, like the ridges? Remember that was super popular? It'd be like up here.
Yeah.
Like
you're talking about the
motorcycle,
the racing
yeah,
stripes or whatever. Not stripes, but yeah.
where they're like ridges. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a couple of those.
And I had this one pair where I think literally the crotch ripped, and I still wanted to wear them, and I wore like long johns under them, or just like black. Like,
yeah, I had a pair like that.
I ripped the knees and did rips everywhere else so that it would like seem normal.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, I'm just gonna tear these to shreds and wear another pair of pants under them and call it fashion.
They're like only connected by the waist, and the rest is like hanging off.
Basically, something like that.
Oh my gosh, we gotta do a video like
But
that.
I found I need to buy better fabric pants because like I had some that were just like, I forgot what they were, but these camo pants, and I went skating in them and skidded a little bit, and just like the butt came off.
Nice.
Like
open to the public.
Like, well, you like, yeah, it was so thin, you know.
These are now butt flap pants.
Yeah, literally. But that's why I think another reason I like vintage is because they're always such thick, chunky like materials.
True, yeah.
Like I always prefer those to like, I don't know what you get at like Target or H&M or
of course,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like I need something real. How did you guys get out?
Hey,
you were behind a closed door.
the dogs have arrived.
What happened?
They were locked in.
I didn't lock the door, but I closed it. One of you guys
They've gained sentience.
grow thumbs?
They figured out how to open the door. Is it a knob or a handle?
Should be a knob.
Hey,
Maybe it's a handle.
how'd you guys get out?
Huh, we'll go investigate it later.
Well, I feel like we would have heard it.
Yeah. Just ate through the door.
Should we pause for a second?
Sure, we can check.
Okay. Starting to like
Our
lose it there because I really don't know anything about fashion that much. So like I was starting to.
If we got into cars, I would be like zoning.
Yeah, I literally was like, I'm just gonna let you talk, and I don't know what to add to it.
What is Temu video? What is that idea?
Oh, so I also wrote down like video ideas, like ordering things from Temu.
I see. We should get somebody on Fiverr to edit our podcast and just see what they do.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Bum 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 bum.
Yeah, they probably put actual like pictures and stuff up.
Yeah.
Because like when we're talking about like certain shoes or whatever or cars.
So the first topic we have is Santa, Tooth Fairy, Elf on Shelf.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Do you want to get into that?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, let's tear it apart.
Let's tear it apart. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me do some push-ups.
All right.
Frick, I'm like...
Walker's going to do push-ups while I talk about my experiences with Santa, the Tooth Fairy.
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
I started it like
nice.
When I got my coffee.
Oh, jeez. I'm just going to do like a little
so
push-ups. It's probably shaky.
Santa wasn't really real in my house. Like, I don't remember a time learning he wasn't really. He was never really a thing.
Some fat idiot.
Yeah.
We don't believe in that.
Like, I knew it was my parents that got me presents. They're always like, what, are we going to give away the credit after like...
That's what Mallory always said.
That's so funny. I feel like the Tooth Fairy was like... I don't know. I just knew my parents was the one that... Because they were the type, it's like, if I lost a tooth at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, they just handed me a quarter or whatever. Like, it wasn't this whole, like, put it under your pillow thing. And Elf on the Shelf feels like a recent, like...
I never did Elf on the Shelf.
2014.
A lot of people did.
17 or something.
That was, like, strictly to, like, make your kid behave, like, all the time.
Yeah, true. Elf on the Shelf is watching you.
Yeah, it's like, and they would always move it around. Like, people would always move it around.
No, our guilt object was just God. Like, he sees what you're doing.
That's actually the best way to do it. Yeah, I heard a story. I heard a story that someone's what?
I said, well, maybe.
What?
He said that's the best way to do it. And I'm like giving people guilt complex about God. Maybe
no, about God being the reason that you behave.
Oh, yeah.
Not guilt, just like yeah. I heard a story about I don't know who, I can't remember who it was, but their parents brought the Elf on a Shelf with them on like vacations and like out to eat, and it would be like the dad would like put it like in the bathroom stall at a restaurant, and they'd go in and be like, "Oh my gosh, like it's here."
That's funny.
He's watching me pee pee. But I was just like, I thought it was fun. I was thinking about like lies that like
parents tell.
Yeah, that like parents told you as a kid to like, I don't know, get you to behave.
What age were you when you found out Santa wasn't real?
I don't remember exactly how old I was.
But like Santa was a thing in your household?
Yeah, we definitely embraced Santa Claus. And we still do, like, not believe in them, but like for fun, like my parents will still do like the best gift or whatever they picked out like to be like a Santa. The biggest gift is like, this is your Santa gift, you know.
Okay.
And it's like okay, it's just like fun now because obviously we're all adults.
Father Christmas.
I don't think my siblings believe in them, but I'm just kidding. No, but so we've always done that. I think it's just like a fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. My mom especially is like, and my dad likes it too. It's just kind of like the magic of it.
Yeah. I love like the magic of Christmas, but I found like I'm really not to me it doesn't really center around the gifts too much where it's like.
Yeah, it's more like getting together with your family and.
Well, sort of that, but also like, I mean, I'm really into food and really into like.
That too. Oh,
you know,
food.
The vibe being correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
well, it's just like cherishing your loved ones.
Yeah.
You know, and like the times you spend with them, and you know,
and it really is. They say like, you know, giving is better than getting. I get like nervous, like the same way you'd feel like before going on stage or something. Like I feel that when I have like a good gift for somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shoot, like they're gonna open that, they're gonna go crazy. Like,
yeah. You're ever like, but what if they don't?
It's hard for like, you know, obviously there's a bunch of years where it's like you feel like you can barely afford to get anybody anything actually nice.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like I'm really looking forward to like one of these things pans out and I end up the bag of money getting to get people like crazy gifts sounds really fun.
Absolutely. I'd love to just like be like, here's a freaking $multi-thousand thing, you know.
I thought
just
of
because,
you here.
Like I wanted to bless you. No, the reason I was thinking about that though, about Santa specifically, is because I remembered a story when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
I was still my siblings are like 5 and 6 years younger than me. So like obviously I didn't believe in Santa at the time, but they still did.
Yeah.
And so, hey bud, you okay?
Come lay down.
Come on. He's gonna start whining.
Don't whine. Just lay down. Lay down.
Good boy. In 6th grade, it was right after Christmas. We're back in school, and everyone was like just sharing like a cool thing they got, and I said what I got, and I was saying a couple of them and who they were from, like my grandparents, my parents, and then I named one more. But I was still like, this was like right after Christmas.
Was Charity in your grade at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys always were, I guess.
At this point, yeah, we were always.
My
But
wife
I
went
don't
to
know if she was
school.
in my class. There was a couple of different classrooms.
Oh,
but
got you.
I was still in like Santa mode, I guess, because I have to like pretend for my siblings.
Oh, I see.
And so without even thinking about it, I just said that I got this other gift from Santa. Because they're like, and who was that one from? I was like, Santa, and everyone just like busted out laughing. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, sorry. Stop! It's not what you think. It's my siblings. I know. And like one kid like leaned over. He's like, it's okay. I still believe in Santa. It was so funny.
That's funny.
I know, it was so funny.
12 is the hardest because like you're half grown up and half like still a kid. Like you're like you want to do things with teenagers and older kids.
You're like you start gaining like independence.
Yeah, but
you're
in most ways
a retard. Yeah.
Basically.
You just like don't actually know anything, but you finally like feel like you
know one thing and you know like,
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Santa's not real.
I have
I don't know. That's what made me think of that.
That's funny.
Were there any other ones? Easter Bunny. That was the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Easter Bunny.
My parents always, my mom loves to decorate and like do everything up, but remember my favorite part of Easter was they'd give us, you know, like the stuff in the eggs, you know, the plastic eggs. But then what we'd do is like me and my brother would re-put all the eggs back together, and then we'd just have wars where we chucked them at each other.
That's awesome.
And they like hurt because
I could never do that because I was so much older than all my cousins and siblings.
Yeah, no, we were just like we'd have like giant wars of just
that's awesome.
chucking Easter eggs at people.
Oh, that's
or each
fun.
Other. Kind of like a snowball fight, but I'm trying to think though.
Well, my family started doing, because we were all different ages, they would color code the eggs. So like you can find this color, you can find this color, and it's like they would hide them at different levels.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Of like difficulty, and then there was always like 3 golden eggs that had like $5 in it or whatever. And it's like you can only grab one of those, or they did 5 because I had 5.
Nice. So everyone's gonna get
5
one.
of us cousins.
Oh, so it was communist then.
Yes.
Everyone's gonna end up with a golden egg.
Communism. Wait a second.
Maybe it's just the like Norwegian side of my family, but like they were the egg finding was cutthroat. Like I remember like older kids, they had all of them. Like
yeah, well we all
like,
grew up like competitive,
yeah,
like super competitive.
Yeah,
and so like having to like be
that was where you
like, bro,
out.
I could literally get 4 times as many eggs as you.
Yeah.
You had to not, and it's like.
That's funny.
It's like, I know I can do better than you, you little idiot.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always a kid. I think it kind of made me unfun, but I would think everything through, and I was like, I don't really want candy. And like my best case scenario is I get a little bit of money out of this. So I just go around shaking the eggs and then put them back.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, I'm letting the kids get more eggs, but I was like, unless they have coins in it, I don't want them. Yeah.
That's so funny. It's like, oh, that's candy. Yeah.
Because also I'm like, what is my 2-year-old sister gonna care about getting some money? Like, no.
Right.
Like,
yeah. You put like some freaking dimes and quarters in.
Yeah.
And that's what my grandparents did.
Dude, back when pocket change used to like buy you something.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, you could go get a couple things of candy for $1.
Well, that or like gumballs or like the little.
Oh yeah.
I forget the
Jawbreakers.
There's like those little toys in the plastic.
Oh
things
yes,
you could
yes.
get.
That they have at like all the Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
You can get the little capsule.
Exactly.
Like a sticky hand or a little plastic cat. Or like sometimes it was like the tattoos that you put on.
Yeah. Well, also like with Easter and Halloween, because I didn't realize this at the time, but my family was pretty granola. Like my mom kept us healthy. I remember there being multiple times where like, because back before the internet, you'd kind of just find out information randomly. So like she'd read some book or hear something. Like nobody listened to a lot of podcasts. Like
no,
it would have to be like the right show came on and we'd hear about like how bad sugar is for you, and she'd be like, get everything from the house that has sugar in it, we put it in a pile on the table, and then we'd throw it away.
That's
and we'd
so
like
funny.
Eat like whole grain barley. I don't know, everything was made from almonds and stuff. But one of the things, so like even if we got a bunch of candy at Halloween, it was like, all right, pick your 5 favorites, and like everything else gets thrown away. So I was never like trying to get that much because I was like, it's not gonna
you couldn't. Yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to eat it anyways. But
that's fair. We always just were limited to how much we could have like per day, basically. So you can only have like 3 or 5 or whatever little ones. If you grab a big one, then that's your one for the day or whatever.
That makes sense. I feel like limiting sugar for kids is hard because like I don't know. I still have to think through what I'm gonna do, but like kids get so addicted to sugar. But then it can like.
Well, you just have to do it as a reward.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's like you earned a treat.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, is positive reinforcement.
But then what about when they get older? Then are they always gonna like buy themselves like stuff that's bad for them because?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Maybe not.
Well, no, because I think by that time they've
gained sentience.
Hopefully recognize that like I don't deserve this unless I am like I've earned it.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know how you do that. I'm sure there's books on it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Podcast.
We'll find out. Were there any other topics that we had written down that we were wanting to cover? I'm like the worst at podcasting because some people they transition around stuff and they like don't say it. I'm just like, okay, well this like stopped. What do we want to like?
Well, yeah, I'm like that too. I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Next thing, but I don't know how to transition it. But I'll get better at it. But I can't even remember what my list said. But I want to talk about like doing like other channels. I think it'd be fun to do like a film react channel because you got really into directing and
what is it with people having multiple different channels? I never got that.
It's just it's good for the algorithm because consistency in like your content is really good for your audience because like you could have a completely separate audience on one podcast channel versus the vlog channel or the
algorithm rewards like consistency as far as posting. So I was like, oh, if you like combine all your videos on one channel, that's better.
No, because then
you're saying
people skip videos. It's more efficient to just like.
I see.
Brothers barking.
Brothers crying. No, we'll come back here.
Come here, buddy. Come here, Bobo.
Lay down. Introduce yourself to camera and then lay down.
There he is, Noble. Hi, buddy. Hi. You doing good? Say hi to the camera. They can't even see you.
Ellie just informed us that he's had 52 children.
Yeah, 52 kids from this guy. Little horn dog.
No, come here. Come here.
Are you horny? There he is. Now you can see him. Look, what's over there?
What's over there?
That's the women calling to him right now. Look,
Please
he's
let
quick.
me in there.
Slut. Anyway.
Hopefully we get a little bit more time with him being chill.
Yeah. But I want to do like other content too. I don't just want to do the podcast. I like doing the podcast. I think it's fun to just talk and like, well, I like just talking to you obviously, but like in general, then you can like have other people. We can have other people on and
do some interviews.
We talked about doing like the pod blasts, which is like just like short little things that like we can do together or individually. You know, you just record it by yourself and we can upload it. It could be short. It could be 10 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. You got something on your mind, like I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Share it with the world. But
I need to think of more things.
I know. I think we're
like barely
we're
have a podcast amount
low
right now.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think it's fun.
I had a lot of energy coming off that run, and now I'm like,
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is like my body now that I've been sitting for over 45 minutes is like, bro, take a nap. You know, like I got like 4.5 hours of sleep, and then like it's fine. I mean, like I said, I got a nap yesterday, so
still though, it
was fine. But like,
okay, let's pick one more thick topic and just like finish out on that. We went through
the Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about sports.
I don't really care about it.
So we talked about Santa and Elf on the Shelf, and
pull up your phone. Let's see what the.
So I was thinking, for me, I feel like a big thing growing up was like, because we're obviously both Christians, it was like angels and demons and like the spirit world and like like when people talk about ghosts and stuff, I was always
about to say that ghosts.
Did you have any like crazy stories growing up or like things where you're like?
I didn't have anything crazy. The only thing I can remember is I don't know what it was. When I was really young, we were in a townhouse. I like went up to the bathroom, and it was my parents' bathroom, so it was like connected to the bedroom, and then on the other side, so like bedroom, bathroom, closet, like walk-in closet.
Okay.
For the master area.
Yeah.
And the closet was dark. Obviously, it was nighttime. I was going pee, and I literally heard so clearly, like some like weird, like nasally male voice.
No.
Yeah, it's weird because they said, let me see if I can say it was like, saying it now sounds so stupid, but literally I was like a child. Yeah. It was like Walker buddy, and that's it. And it like slightly echoed or reverbed. Yeah. And I just looked. I'm like standing at the toilet pissing. And I like turned. And I like looked, and I was like,
dang! It wasn't one of your parents.
And I was just like silent. No, they were on the other side. Oh. It was very clearly coming from the closet, which was right next to the toilet. And I was just like, what the frick?
Dude, kids are so much more aware of that type of stuff.
Like, and my parents said it had to be like, I don't know, like the furnace or something. And I was like, bro, not a chance.
Atheists be like,
that's I know what it said. Bro, that was so terrifying.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had like
I never figured out what it was.
A demon or a ghost story. I've had a lot of friends who've had like paranormal stuff.
I was gonna say, I know people that have had those experiences where like my grandpa grew up like that. Where like books would like fall off the bookshelf, like
somebody
multiple
had, like,
at a time.
A balloon like come at them from like it was sitting in the corner of the room and it like started coming towards them. And ooh, right?
Scary stuff coming towards you that shouldn't be is so terrifying. It's like so threatening.
How do you blame that on science?
Right, exactly. Like the
vent
turned on.
Evolved.
No, I don't know. I definitely, obviously believe in angels and demons. Like that's 100%
well, there's
real.
Definitely
I know
stuff
it's real.
going on.
Even well, yeah, like, it's literally like you just can't see it. It's
even
actually
if you just like take drugs. You're like, oh, we're clearly not just in a normal little. I don't know. There's stuff happening.
It's scary, man. It's crazy how much is going on. Like the Bible lays it out super.
Well, even like if people have a different religion or like believe in aliens, I'm like, I think most of what's happening, we're all describing the same thing. It's just different viewpoints on how you're seeing it. Like you're thinking like, depending on what you believe in, how you're gonna. Dude, we just got to call this one the DOGCAST.
Yeah, the DOGCAST.
It keeps getting in the way.
Hi, buddy.
Noel, do you have anything to say?
Mm-hmm.
You sound so needy, bro. Be a man.
Oh, oh yes. Oh, buddy. Ow! Oh. All right. Shh. Lay down. Lay down.
I'm gonna let them out and see if they all just play nice together.
That'll be right. Maybe we should just stop it now.
Yeah, let's like, I don't know.
I mean, like, do an outro, but like...
Get one more good 5 minutes.
Yeah. You want to talk about conspiracy theories?
We'd be here a lot longer.
True. That's true.
I think that would be a good
topic for another one.
Let's talk about... We'll set it up for next time. Next time you guys can hear most of my conspiracy theories. Not
I love it.
I have been on conspiracy theories since I was like 12.
Well, your dad's super into that kind of stuff.
But I feel like I got him into it, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, I would be like, Dad, I think that, like, I'd send him a YouTube video and he'd be like, that's not real. And like, me and Noah worked on it until like he started believing it.
And now he's all in.
Took it and ran with it.
He took it further.
But I'm like, here's the thing, conspiracy theories, like, obviously, like, bros breaking down, like, the topic. They're like, conspiracy is like a plan to do something. And so it's kind of the idea that like lots of stuff is planned out and like you're theorizing about it. So you're like thinking, this person, you're attributing different stuff that's happened to different people than you traditionally hear about. I feel like what I'm more looking at is like, I want to see the macro trends of like the way the world works and what's going on. And like, I don't know, just like the general story of the world, I don't think is really what is played out or like what we see.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I've been trying to compile like...
Yeah, there's a bunch of narratives being pushed.
And maybe it's because I'm into film or like story, but like I love reading books. Like I'm always like, okay, what's the story? Because I do think that the story you believe about yourself, like your life, the world around you, all that plays into it. Like literally the difference between like winning and losing in life, whether that means peace and happiness or like money or whatever, is like the story you tell yourself. Like if you think you're a certain type of person or a certain type of way or that certain circumstances are going to hold you down forever, like they will. And if you have a different story about it playing in your head, that's what's going to happen. So to me, I'm always just thinking like, what do people want me to believe about history? And you got to attribute like who it is actually to. You can't just say like the forces, the evil, the cabal, the pop, like they want me to like think this thing. But it's like you really have to get into somebody wants you to believe a certain set of things for their own gain. So like who's paying for it basically. Yeah. And then also like what is the thing that they want you to believe? Because usually if something's true, there's no sense in hiding it unless they're profiting from hiding it, Right. And so anyways, I think that to me like the story of the world comes more down to, you guys are going to see all three of the dogs. Yay. They all look the same. The story of the world more comes down to like who's paying to influence the narrative. But like everyone's only around for their lifetime, and especially selfish people. Like if you think about somebody is like, even if they're a billionaire, even if you think they like have like secret members of this club and it's the cabal and they're ruling all these things, they're only kind of in it for them. And if they want to just make money or control things, it's like for that amount of time. It very rarely does stuff get passed down where it's like people only pass down ideas that are worth continuing. Like if you think about like it's weird to think about the world this way, but like a church, a college, a country, it's all just like enough people thought like, oh, that's a good idea, we'll continue it. Well, that's like traditions. How such traditions are formed. Like, and like, this is what we value, and so having a tradition of being kind of like evil. It's like not that many people want to control everything or get all the money or like lie to people. Like it's a very specific type of like build, or like circumstance that happens to you. So I always think like it's hard for even like Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, like all these people that passed their countries they built onto their sons and daughters and like onto their offspring. It's hard to even pass a good thing on and have it go well. Yeah. So it's like we're all going to be twisted, very evil or whatever. It's like I don't think that many kids are like, really passionate about carrying on, the previous generations. If they're not good ideas. So all that to say. That being said, was 9/11 an dragons are job? Real? That was the thing that Rogan got clowned on. That's right. Yeah. But was 9/11 an inside job? I have wanted to do a deep dive on 9/11 for so long because it simultaneously is like, it's like the thing that all people point to of like, oh, if you're a conspiracy theorist, if you think it didn't happen or it was Bush or whatever. Does the moon exist? Did we land on the moon? That's a controversial. The moon's not real. You're just making up in your head. It's made of cheese. The moon is a liberal lie. The moon is a liberal lie. They're trying to persuade you into some propaganda. Bro, you could get deep on these. It makes. I heard we'll have to do a conspiracy podcast. Oh, for sure. Yeah. To me, a lot of things tie together because again, like, I'm like,
well, what's crazy is how
overall
many of them are
story-
true.
Right. What overall story are you wanting to paint? And then what stories conflict with that? And they all kind of get in the same category of like kind of breaking that outside boxes of your mind.
Well, like Alex Jones,
yeah,
which if you don't know who that is,
I think
you're not
most people
online.
know.
But like
He keeps being right about stuff. Like even stuff I was like, that's
like
not real.
crazy stuff like
He
10
keeps
years
being
ago
right.
that was like, bro, what the frick are you
Yeah.
saying? And it turned out to be true. It's like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's like, shoot.
We actually need to start listening to some of these crazy people. Not all, but some.
Yeah.
And like at least giving it a second thought and being like, okay, well, let's look into this.
When it makes sense too, because if you found out something is real and you're telling everybody and they're like, you're crazy, that makes you act more crazy to try and get attention. Like to get
Yeah,
somebody to believe
that's
you.
the other thing is like,
And I think if you're gonna be into, you have to be open-minded. You can't just like think, even, like let's say 9/11 was totally an inside job. You found all the evidence on it.
Yep.
You can't just be the 9/11 guy. You have to be like, this is my overall frame of the world. All these things do exist, and at the same time, like you have to kind of have nuance with it. It's so many people, they'll find out one thing and they're so into that.
Yeah.
And it's like
that's like flat
kind of
earthers.
yeah. It's like even if you're right, you can't make your whole life about just being
right.
right about that one
Exactly.
thing.
Your identity becomes the thing you.
That's the problem I have
you
about,
believe in.
So it's like you have to be like
whether it's true
a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
And you have to like touch grass and
Yeah.
have other things going on in
You
life.
can't only believe conspiracy theories. You have to also believe the propaganda.
You have to eat that force-fed.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's interesting to look at the world in a way of like, what are people trying to tell me? Kind of what ideas are wanting to enter my brain from people, and like what are being paid for, and like that type of thing.
Yeah.
It's not really about discovering all, because nothing really changes. Like you find out all this stuff about, let's say, shady. We were talking about like the government and like taxes and stuff. It's like now we know, but like, does it change our day to day? Like, nope, we're still working, paying our taxes, like doing all that stuff. It's like very few times just like uncovering conspiracy really change much immediately. And so
I mean, it depends on what it is, but yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, ultimately is like, does it affect your day-to-day life? Probably not.
Yeah.
Unless it has to do with like the government.
But I do feel like it affects, like I said, like the story you tell about yourself or to others. So it's like my view of the world very much comes from all the things that I've found to be true or not true. And I think that the main thing it affects is like my view of people and kind of what's worth doing here while we're on the
I think
earth.
it just makes you more aware of how people operate and like how people can become corrupt.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're just more aware of that, and so you just become it's really just wisdom,
Yeah.
You become more wise to that kind of stuff, and it's like, all right, it's like, oh, I've seen this pattern before, It's like, okay, well, I recognize what's going on now.
Yeah.
I've seen it before, and I'm not going to subscribe to it, or it's like, oh, hey, you're actually doing the right. You're thinking correctly, or
Yeah, so maybe next podcast we'll do a conspiracy cast.
That would be fun.
At night.
We got to do it, at night with like I can bring my campfire light, or not my camping light.
And I'll actually write out like a.
That'd be fun. Do a little bit of scripting for like the beginning.
Well, I'll make like an outline of all the ones I want to cover, and like
that'd be fun. We can do a little bit of research too, so we can come into it with like actual knowledge.
It's biased given that like I'm only gonna probably talk about ones that I'm interested in, but like
we'll do it because that's more fun. I don't want to talk about something I'm not interested in.
Yeah,
like stupid. No one
not
wants to
every
hear
single
that.
boogeyman.
Someone else that is interested in that, you just go watch their video.
I'm not that into Bigfoot or
I'm not
whatever.
gonna pretend like I'm into everything. Yeah, Bigfoot, whatever. Who cares? Oh my gosh,
okay.
those shows are crazy. Oh, it makes me think of. I won't go into it now, but I used to watch a bunch of ghost stories.
Those are the best.
Or ghost shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins. And
Zach
that
Baggins?
show. Is that his name?
I don't know. I've never watched that.
Maybe that's not his name. But Ghost Adventures I would watch with my grandpa all the time. Oh my gosh. We have to do a react video on watching some Ghost Adventures.
All right, I'll have to. You have to put me on.
So did we land on the moon?
No, I don't think so.
All right. See you guys.